When I was in high school, there was a TV show that captured my imagination for years to come, and a TV show that I came back to for many years afterwards just to rewatch it and to relive the experience. The TV show was called Babylon 5. It was about multiracial starbase that basically dealt with various problems in every episode and involved some of the cool special effects in those days. It had aliens, it had drama, it had a variety of really cool technology, all of which made it a perfect space show to watch. Well, lo and behold, I think I may have found a video game that captures the feeling of that TV show, only something like 25 years later. My name is Anton, and today we're going to take a look at Halcyon 6 Starbase Commander. In Halcyon 6, you are again humanity's last hope. You're saving the race from the mysterious aliens that just don't like you for some reason. You essentially take over an abandoned alien space station known as Halcyon 6 and have to restore all of its functions, rebuild a home base for your race while completing various missions, constructing ships, and battling aliens, pirates, and the like. In terms of genre, it's hard to define this game actually. It's a unique mix of JRPG turn-based strategy with management elements that combines really cool space battles and ground battles with characters and ships of various skills. It also has a research tree and even resource management parameters. In other words, the game is pretty damn complex, yet not really difficult to understand, to be honest. It's actually been compared to a combination of XCOM, Master of Orion, and also Final Fantasy, and some people even likened it to one of those Kairosoft management titles, you know, the ones that you play on your smartphone from the Japanese company that used to pump out like a dozen of these games a year. Well, I personally think it's neither one, but it's a unique game on its own. Halcyon 6 doesn't really meet any classification, but I would personally call it a starbase simulator. Graphically, the game is based on pixel art and is relatively good looking. There are good shaders, good special effects, interesting choices of character design, and overall it's actually kind of good looking. The pixel art choice also gives it this retro feel and emphasizes the science fiction theme that this game is going for. Not to mention that this is playable in a toaster and will probably run on everything you may have at home. When it comes to sound, music, and voice, well, they do add to the feel. Musically, the game is quite simple, effects are science fiction-y in feel, and all of the explosions and special moves are accompanied by various types of, explosions. However, having mentioned that, I also have to add that some of the effects get really annoying and certain battles will be accompanied by surprisingly low quality explosion effects that were a bit of a disappointment to be honest, which was either possibly a bug or a design choice that I'm not particularly agreeing with. Nevertheless, the sound is there and does what it's supposed to. No voiceovers, however, and most of the interactions require you to read. In terms of gameplay though, this game is pretty brilliant, at least I think so. You first start with repairing the base and establishing your resources while battling the occasional pirate and maybe even a weaker alien that decides to harass your friends. While you're establishing your base, you're actually required to clear out the hallways of various alien beings, which will often lead to quite fun little land battles with 3 of your characters, each with unique skills and levels, taking on whatever monstrosity that you decide to encounter in each of these rooms. Now, having freed some of the space, you can now construct new modules, new rooms for your captains, or turn your base into a material powerhouse, creating tons of resources by itself. There's also a research component. While though not as interactive or clear-cut as the rest of the game, it does seem to produce interesting results. For example, you can construct new ship types, new room types, or better, more powerful things to throw at your enemies. When it comes to ships and what you can do with them, it's all pretty simple. You pick a captain, science, engineer, and your tactical captain, and then build a ship for them of a specific type that may feature special skills or specific features that other ships may not have. For example, a tactical ship is really good at battling other ships. Engineering ships are also not too bad at battling, but will also help you with reclaiming resources or constructing stuff around the universe. And science ships are good at healing, but also are good at sciencey stuff. Each ship has unique battling skills too, and so do each of the captains that you decide to choose. The game also has this really cool exploration idea. Basically, you fly around the galaxy and nearby systems to try to discover new things to make yourself stronger, or possibly accidentally run into an alien race that may or may not have more powerful ships than yours. And the good thing is that if you lose a ship or if you die, you don't actually end the game. You can continue by getting new captains and new ships. And to be honest, what makes this game truly enjoyable and truly unique is that these space battles, along with occasional ground battles, are basically super fun. They're actually some of the funnest battles I've had in similar type of a game, and actually require you to strategize and to plan out your captains and your ship in the same way that you'll be planning them out in a game like Final Fantasy. And yes, this is very reminiscent of JRPG days, but nevertheless, it's actually really suitable for this game type. Each of the ships has at least 4 different skills that inflict various debuffs or damage enemy in a certain way, or may just cause utter destruction to everything in their vicinity. And also, depending on the captain that you choose, those skills may be different as well. And this actually makes this style very flexible in terms of battling, because here the strategy depends on the types of ships that you choose and the types of captains that you have on board. And then of course, on top of that, you can pursue a leveling up system for each of your captains and each of your characters, and as you do research, you can also discover and build new better ships for them that will have even better skills. And interestingly, each character you get, even the cadets, the unnamed characters, or the so-called red shirts in Star Trek, actually have unique characteristics and unique elements to them. So, you know, when one of them dies, you'll actually kind of feel sad, or at least I did when one of them actually decided to perish. So in terms of RPG elements, this game is a lot more complex than you may think at first. But you know, before I finish, let's actually just mention the negatives as well. Well, first of all, this is an early access title, so things can still go wrong. As a matter of fact, the most recent version was 0.0202. That's not even close to being 1.0. But on the other hand, that's obviously indicative that this game may become even more advanced and even more fun in the future, unless of course it's abandoned like some other early access titles. Now, number 2 negative is that the sound effects really need some work. I actually was quite disappointed with certain explosions, especially how loud they were, and the fact that this game has such good graphics, at least pixel art, but such poor effects was kind of disappointing to me. Anyway, I hope they improve them in further version, or possibly get rid of some of the effects because they're just not very suitable for this game. And number 3, for me personally, I secretly wish that starbase construction and also research was a little bit more involved than simply clicking the build button once you have enough resources. But you know, the game has so much more going for it than that I actually kind of forgive it for that little shortcoming. Anyway, all in all, Halcyon 6 Starbase Commander is an incredible space title. It combines excellent combat with fun, simple gameplay that is a lot more difficult to master than you may think, and features great atmosphere, tons of RPG elements, and most importantly, space exploration, and it's actually original. Definitely give it a try, and you can buy it from the link in the description below. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. This has been Anton with this really awesome game, and hopefully you enjoyed this little video. And if you did, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share this video, and like this if you've enjoyed watching it. I'll see you guys in the next video where we'll talk about something else. Game you later, and as always, bye bye.